If you want success in these areas, with women, with love, with relationships, with life, the first step is self-mastery. And before any other skill, you need to be working on yourself. You know, I've had multiple people now in my DM asking me like, hey bro, how do I meet women? Am I attractive? Most of them are young. They're like 18, 19. You're young. You don't know yet. You don't know what you don't know. You ain't got skills. You ain't got the tools in your belt. That's all right. Today we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be figuring this out together. We're going to get to the bottom of it. Because I want you to experience vision. I want you to have a happy life, bro. And one of the key elements in that is people. Touch, intimacy, relationships. These things are important. And it's a dying art. 1 in 3 men between the ages of 20 and 30 haven't had sex in the past year. But it's not exactly about the inability to procreate with another person. It's more about the underlying problem underneath that, which is young men are no longer learning the skills that it takes to meet women, to talk to women. So, number 1, boys, and you're not gonna like this. You're not gonna like this. The number 1 change that any man can make to improve his success with women, to improve his level of attractiveness to women and to himself, the way he views himself in his own eyes. The foundation is removing corn from your life. What? No. There are 2 main stories in this life. The hero's journey and the romance story. And the romance story is one of the most beautiful and life-breathing things that a man can experience. You rob yourself of this experience when you consume explicit content on the internet too much. Look, man, you can either have your romance story, the sexual adventure of your life, and discover intimacy, closeness, and learn to express yourself in a completely different way. You can either have this glorious adventure, or you can have a wank. I mean, it's a no-brainer, boys. It's a no-brainer. If celibacy is important to you for religious reasons or spiritual purposes, by all means, I respect that greatly. It's not exactly a prerequisite for manhood. But the skills, boys, and I'm not talking about bedroom skills, positions and techniques and dynamics. I'm talking about intimacy, expressing yourself with another human being. So that's number 1, boys. You got to remove corn or explicit material from your life. And look, does it have to be a 100% all out? It doesn't. I have my own feelings about corn. There's no upside. The only upside is, great, cool. Now we've done that. And then what? Post-nut clarity. What is post-nut clarity? It's shame. Because look, man, porn is an addiction. Unfortunately, people aren't gonna like that, but it is. They did a study of 80% of men watch porn regularly and 10% consider themselves addicted. I think that's conservative. These are self-reports. Self-reports tend to be a little under or over embellishing depending on the context. My challenge would be try and go a month without it, and then we'll see who's addicted and who's not addicted. It's not easy, bro. This is lust. This is one of man's most carnal, primal desires that builds up like a steam engine inside of the body. This is not an easy thing to overcome. It's a matter of self-mastery. I still dabble at times, but it's a seasoning. That's a little bit of MSG. Yeah, it's not the whole dish, because it's not real. What you're seeing on the screen isn't real. It's make-believe. Okay, so the first thing you do is remove corn from your life. If you're interested, let me know and we can make a whole video on that and we can dive deep, because that's something that so many men struggle with, and it's something that we don't really talk about that much, but the effect that it has on our psyches, on our rewards pathways, on how our brain functions. It's an addiction, bro. It lights up the brain almost the same way as cocaine does. And it's right there in your 12-year-old's pocket. The average age that a boy gets exposed to that kind of material is 11 years old. I was like 11. It's too young, bro. For the filth that is on there, it's like, bro. No wonder our kids are all messed up. Anyway, what happens when you eliminate this from your life? You no longer have an easy out, right? One's motivation is in direct correlation to their deprivation. Right now, how motivated am I to get a glass of water? Not particularly. I last drank like 15 minutes ago. In 20 hours time, I'm gonna be pretty motivated to get some water, right? Because I've been deprived for a very long time. When you cut out the easy way out of explicit material, of releasing these natural, inherent, instinctive urges inside you through cheap, meaningless ways. That energy has to go somewhere. And you might find that suddenly you're motivated to make the effort to learn how to speak to women. Part of the reason men are driven to succeed is so they can attract mates. Is so that they can meet women. But if we have this easy out all the time, there's a whole demographic of young men who are like, I can't be asked. I can't be bothered putting in the effort to work on my career or to make something of myself or to learn how to have the courage to deal with rejection, to learn how to initiate, to learn how to extend out, right? Hello, my name is X. How are you today? So much of life is based on sexuality. Who was that? Was that Freud? Said like everything is about sex, fundamentally. And then once we have sex, after that we create babies, and then everything we do is for babies. So to rob yourself of the primary motivator and driver for human development by squandering your sexual energy on like, it's like, I don't even know. You have to learn to become attracted to women. Be the flower that attracts the honeybee. If no honeybees are landing on your petals, bro, maybe you don't have petals yet, you're just a stem. You're just one little stem leaking out sap all day. I do have episode 1 of Bro Code where I discussed that. It's about the 3 skills that every man needs to navigate modern dating successfully. I'll leave a little thing, maybe like right there. Right, so we've got quitting corn, we've got learning to become attracted to women. I guess you could say 3 is technically learning how to deal with rejection and learning how to initiate and extend and try. Now the last piece, and this is optional, this is advanced, it's not an easy thing to do, but it can reap massive rewards if you can master it. Semen retention. Semen retention is no joke. I don't know why, but if you Google semen retention, they try to play it out like it's make-believe. It's not a thing. It's put in that potentially dangerous information category. It seems a little sus to me. Mental clarity, focus, energy, strength in the gym, in your daily life. That's no joke. The physical benefits are real and palpable, but beyond that, it's like the beginning of sexual mastery. If a man can control his tongue, his puku, his stomach, what he puts in his mouth, and his dick, he's a powerful man. These are the 3 things that trip a lot of men up, man. And really, if you're trying to achieve things in life, especially if they're a little bit beyond the horizon, a little bit sicker than your average, it's gonna take a little extra push. And you're gonna need to have all of you on the same side. You're gonna need to have mastery of self. Discipline, old school discipline, man. I believe we exist in 2 planes. There might even be more. One being the world of the flesh, here, this guy. And one being the spiritual realm. This is where our potential lives. This is where the magic happens, yeah? Bridging that gap from the world of the flesh to the spirit through meditative practices, through study and learning and achievement, through taking care of your body, through manning the gates of your mind, of your perception, of watching what goes in, like a bouncer at the door. Negative thoughts, nope. Compulsions, nope. Sovereignty, authority over self. This is the beginning of any kind of mastery, and it's that mastery that will take you where you need to go in life. So if you ain't got control of these urges, these basic primal instinctual urges, you're always going to be pulled at, and they're going to drag you down and they're going to knock you off course. Your life quest becomes stuck in these dopaminergic reward pathway addiction loops. Libido basically translates to life force. That's what sexual energy is. And if you want to have success with women, if you want to have success in life, you'd best manage your life force effectively and plug up the leaks of where it escapes you needlessly for short-term gratification. These practices will help get you there. Ditch the corn, learn about women, learn how to handle rejection, stick your head out, and just take the risk. It's not that big a deal. It's not that deep. I understand when you're young, like, it's scary. The whole losing your V card is a big thing, and like, you take your girl out and then all the boys are like, did you do it? I remember those days. And I remember coming back to the boys many a time like, nah, we kissed. Look, man, sex is not all that important. But learning to relate to women is. That's where all the magic of life will come. But you got to get off the train of short-term gratification in order to commit to the long-term payout of relationships. That's it, boys. We're going to close up shop, but I will just reduce it all down into one core message here. Take this with you, boys. Sex isn't just about pleasure. It's about life, about growth, about connection. Corn is a shortcut that robs you of that journey. Retention can be a way to gain mastery over self, and mastery over self will lead you to success in anything you choose to do, including dating women. One's success will never exceed the level of personal development. Ever. It's impossible. Good luck, my brother. I know you can do it. It's not that deep. Check in with me in a year's time. I'm sure you'll be fine.